I think you not being out there, you could be hindering the growth of your brand. So I'll leave it at that. You can do the Facebook ads, go to the chamber meetings, hand out your business cards, give a speech. But by not being out there with your social media, you could be hurting your corporate brand, because just promoting, Jenny's Bakery, maybe we want to know, where's Jenny?
I'm Lisa Hugo, and I am obsessed with helping other people find their voices so they can go out and take on the world, be seen as an authority, an expert, and grow their business by sharing that knowledge and expertise with others. Now, I studied performing arts, and I spent 20 years of my career traveling the world as a professional singer-songwriter. I teach you the secrets to speak up and be heard, overcome your fears, and then use these skills to build a business and a life that you love and that could change both your own life and the lives of others. This is your one-stop shop for all things that are going to help you to build a life on your terms. This is Impact Through Voice. Today, I am joined by a wonderful guest. His name is Ramon Ray. He's a keynote speaker, he's an event host, and he is unapologetically not boring, that's for sure. He's also a leading expert in personal branding, and he's a serial entrepreneur who has founded 5 companies, and he's sold 3 of those companies, so he knows what he's talking about. He's the author of the book Celebrity CEO. He's been featured in multiple publications around the globe, and he has interviewed President Barack Obama. So this is definitely worth listening. Let's dive in. Raymond, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being part of the Impact Through Voice podcast.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for letting me share my voice with the people. And hopefully I can add some value to, even if it's just one person today who's curious how to use their voice. So thank you, Lisa, for having me. I appreciate it. And I do not mind Raymond, but it is Ramon, only because what happened is when you say Ramon,
I apologize.
It's okay. You wouldn't know, Lisa, but I say that because all my friends say, Ramon, you should tell people. So I tell people. But It's good to see you, Lisa.
Same. Great to meet you. So, Ramon, tell us a little bit about your background and the connection to this podcast.
Sure. Yeah, voices is so important and how we impact, how we show up. And for the last 30 years, give or take, it hasn't always been, of course, it's been like, as we say, overnight success. So I've been speaking in public, using my voice in some way. Some people even think I can sing, I can hold a tune, but using my voice to impact lives for many, many years. And so I first started by a friend of mine, and I'm sure there's a little distance in that, but a friend of mine saying, hey, Ramon, can you speak at a free event? And I vividly recall, that's the first one I recall, speaking at a small free event with about 40 people for SCORE. In the US, it's the organization that helps small businesses. And from there, just people hearing me speak and saying, Ramon, can you be on my stage? Can you be on my stage? Gary Vaynerchuk asking me, interviewing the president, working with Seth Godin, being on the stage with Deepak Chopra, I could go on. So just over the years, just being able to hopefully use my voice, which is a package for what's in my mind, to help others. And I've received from people like you, Lisa, good things as well, and learning for my own journey in life. So is that helpful? A little bit about the small journey I've had to impact people through voice.
No, it is. I've actually watched some footage of you on stage. I've sadly not had the opportunity to experience you live in person, maybe one day, but you have an incredible energy. You have a great way to motivate crowds and get them going and get the audience inspired. It's not always high energy, but it's about really leading them on a journey. Have you ever taken time to really learn it as a craft, or is it something you've just gained experience with along the way and you have a natural talent for?
Yeah, I cautiously use the word natural talent or gift because it may sound a bit, people don't like that, saying, hey, I'm the best cake baker. That, Chef Ramsay or whoever can say that. I mean, the dude's shown it. So I would like to think, Lisa, that a lot of it is a gift. A lot of things I don't do well, but I wish I had formal training. I wish I did, but I haven't. So over the years, the 30 years I've been doing it, I'd like to think I'm better today than I was 15 years ago, slowing a bit more, inflecting more, owning a whole stage more, learning, going into the audience more. When things go wrong, not being flustered. that takes experience. But I do think the overall package of Ramon, just to communicate and a genuine interest in people, is a gift. Having said that, honor to, my friends at the speaking organizations, and you may know Michael and I forgot his wife, the Ports, and others who have some classes from time to time, or improv, or, I've been invited to speak at Toastmasters. I didn't take classes from them, but just one or two things you see. So I would be, it wouldn't be honest of me to say I didn't pick up things along the way from friends like yourself. Ooh, I like how they do that, but no formal training per se. It's been, Ramon, wow, you spoke at church. How much could we pay you? $500 to go here? And the next one we saw you there, could we pay you $10,000 and $20,000 and $25,000? So that's been my journey.
Yeah, it builds on that. It's interesting you mentioned church, because for me, that's exactly where I started out as a singer, getting all of my experience performing to first my local church, and then being asked to sing at other people's churches and to travel the country. That then led me into a performing career in Australia and then internationally. So, we can find opportunities, I think, anywhere to hone our skills and our craft. We don't have to start on the biggest stages in whatever it is that we're doing. So interesting.
Absolutely. No, you're right. It's a journey.
I want to know a little bit about your early days then, when you were starting out. How did you manage with the nerves? Did you get nervous before you went out on a stage? I mean, I think everybody does.
Sure, that's a good question. And you'd be surprised, Lisa, not every single person does. I know it's popular, but that's one thing for me. So I'll speak to the people who are nervous. I'll speak to that because many people are. And a side note, if I may, and feel free, I should have asked you how long is our discussion, so I don't want to go too long, but stop me time. Just wave your hand and say, Ramon, stop, too long, stop, blah, 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 blah. No problem. Okay. But I was speaking to a buddy of mine a few days ago, and he said, Ramon, I didn't call somebody because I was afraid I would interrupt them or disturb them. I've never experienced that. I'm always the guy in class, raise hands up. Excuse me, teacher, stop. Got a question. That's me, but I realize I'm a unicorn. Most people have some semblance of, I don't want to be alone. Let me wait. Let me be polite. That's just not me. I can make fun of myself, catch up on my shirt. I'll keep going, putting my foot in my mouth. No problem. I make fun of myself before you'll make fun of me. That's me. So I personally, yes, we all get some level of nerves, some level of anxiousness. Okay, here we go. But, overall, I think that's a strength I have. You just got to do it. You just go forth. But to those who experience a deep nervousness, a deep fear, I think two or three things. One, the more you get out and just speak, the more comfortable you get. But the problem is kind of like going into a pool, Lisa, where the water's very cold. You can sit outside the pool, dip your toe in for hours. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. Eventually, you may have seen the memes online. Either that parent's going to push you. You may have to push yourself and just say, hi, everybody. My name is Lisa. Oh, the mic wasn't on. That's embarrassing. Oh, my God. Keep going. Sorry, the mic wasn't on. Click. Let me put it on. As I was saying, hi, everybody, or Ramon. So is that helpful, Lisa, to those who have that struggle? Sometimes you have to just push yourself, get out there, get it done.
I love that metaphor of the swimming pool and dipping your toe in. I think that's great. But I think one of the biggest issues is people, they strive for perfectionism. They worry about what people are going to think about them, and they try to get everything either perfect before they go out, but we're never perfect. And right. As you said, you've just got to get your toe wet and dip your toe in, and then dip your foot in, and then just dive straight in. Otherwise, you'll always stay where you are, and you're never going to achieve what you want to achieve in anything.
That's right. That's exactly right. No, perfection is definitely not is never going to come. And I think we can always do things, is perfection when you bake a cake or whatever example you want to use and the client's perfectly happy? Sure, but it's really not perfect. I mean, there's something you had to fix that nobody knows. So I think that, yes, what you can do, I think, is strive for excellence. Strive to get better and better and better. I gave a talk, Lisa, a few weeks ago at a big event with about 1,000 people. I believe, Lisa, it was one of the most transformative talks I've given in my life. Was it perfect? Probably not. Did I speak too fast? Probably so. But it had to be one of the best talks in my life. So my point is, you get better and better. I'm 51 and doing this for 30 years, but I'm always striving. How can I do better? And can I show you something, Lisa? Can I show you what I use? May I?
Yeah, please. Okay.
I had this little duck and I've never used it before. I bought it and we were in Pennsylvania, a state in the USA. And I just picked it up and I said, this looks like a cool prop. I'll use it for something. Lisa, when I was on the stage, I wasn't even sure how I'd use it. But going back to forcing yourself to be uncomfortable, the water, I held it in my hand and I said, I know I'll use it. It'll force me to use it somehow. Now, you and I, Lisa, have done this for years. So I wouldn't suggest a new person. That may be a bit of a stretch. But by God's grace, since I've been speaking for years, I knew it would fit in, but I don't want to forget. So I hope that led somewhere, was helpful to somebody, Lisa.
Well, for those that are only listening and not watching this podcast, and you are holding up what is it, a rooster?
Rubber ducky, rubber chicken.
Yeah. And how did you use it?
Yeah, what I did, and again, this is what I said, but again, when I do it again, it could be used different ways. But in the moment, I was speaking about, personal branding. And I said, how many of you, we all want to get better, blah, 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 blah. But there's one thing stopping you. You refuse to promote yourself. I said, this chicken is a dumb plastic, blah, blah. I went on with a little bit. Never did it before, Lisa. It just flowed. I just went on bit, meaning, a little sketch, set the stage. Then I said, but the one thing this chicken does better than any of you. I squeezed the chicken. The room went crazy. So I hope that helps someone to understand that we're all different. How Lisa does it, Ramon won't do it. How Ramon does it, Lisa may not do it. But I think for me, again, as you said, you have a variety of different people, I'm sure, on your podcast, Lisa. For me, I said, let's run with it. See how it goes.
We are all different, and there's no one like you. There's nobody. You might be able to share the same information, the same content, but nobody's going to share it the same way that you do. Nobody is you, and I think that's something we all have to get very comfortable with, in being ourselves and going out there and knowing there is an audience who will appreciate you for being you.
That's right.
Mistakes,
that's right. Absolutely.
flaws, everything that comes with that.
That's right. Absolutely. 100%. We are our own people, for sure.
You use your voice with a lot of color and modulation and ups and downs. I just heard you going into your head voice and playing around with that. I think you mentioned you like to sing. I think a lot of this comes from being a singer, or enjoying singing and playing with your voice and experimenting. That gives us more possibilities. And a lot of the people I work with, they get very stuck in a very monotonic voice, plateauing, pacing is much the same, and their audiences are going off to sleep. Have you got any suggestions or advice for my listeners on this one?
Yeah. Lisa didn't ask me to say this, but I'm going to say it. Work with somebody like Lisa. And I really mean it, Lisa. I thank God that I have a gift in how I am. Thank you for seeing that. I'm not trying. I'm just being me. So you're the professional, right? So you see something in me, which I couldn't even, if you asked me what I did, I wouldn't even tell you, but you're seeing it or hearing it.
Yeah.
So my point is, for those who see me on stage, and this happens oftentimes, Lisa, and I'm grateful that I can serve in this way. Oh, Ramon, how can I speak like you? So one, you can't. Because I can't speak like you, you can't speak like me. So let's not do that. But I appreciate they see something in me that they want to learn from, and I respect that. So thank you. So to do that, to speak better, to speak with more inflection, more excitement, you can try it on your own, definitely YouTube videos, all kind of things. But Lisa did not set this up. I'm telling you, take an improv class, that's one, just to learn the aspect of literally just to get loose, really. And I'm kind of smacking myself, just kind of going crazy if you can't see it. But I'm just to get loose, just to not be so stuck, because that's part of speaking. Just go with the flow. Speaker fell down, door open, baby cried. They told you the counter went from 20 minutes to 15 minutes all of a sudden. Just go with it. Just go with it. That takes practice and improv, not the formal sense of the word. But for the voice, Lisa, you can do better with training. Seth Godin talks about that. Some things, and you can maybe know what I'm trying to say, Lisa, some things are gifts that we have a natural talent, natural gift for, but there's many things in life. You may not be able to, do whatever as good as the person with the gift can, but somebody like Lisa, she can train you 3 months, 30 days, 6 months. Over time, you'll be better than you are, time hence than you are today. So my point being, get some training.
Well, I definitely did not cue you on that one, but thank you so much for that.
It's true.
But it is so true. And it is a learnable skill. You just have to, first of all, tune your ears. Like you said, I didn't really hear what I was doing. I was able to hear that. So if you're trying to learn it yourself, you can do that, but you're not getting any feedback. Right. And it's that feedback which is going to accelerate you to where you want to be faster.
Yes. And Lisa, may I take over your show for 2 seconds? And can I ask you a question or two?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Lisa Hugo Show. My name is Ramon Ray, interviewing Lisa on her show. No, but seriously, Lisa, can you just walk through what you would do? I don't know if I can role play with you or not, but I know there's not much time, but I mean, can't do it in one session, but like, what would someone do? For example, hi, Lisa, my name is Ramon, and I'm a corporate speaker, and I saw Ramon speak at an event, and I have a lot of information to say. I'm the best scientist of molecular chemical biology for proton, neutron of the 7th degree in the galaxy in the black hole. This is my passion, Lisa. I want to speak more. Can you help me? So I'm just playing, but how would that work? Like, what would I do? How would you work with me?
The first thing that I do when I'm working with someone, depending on how much time I have, but let's say they're coming into a program, they're going to learn with
3 months, 6 months, or whatever you want to.
So the first thing you're going to learn is how to understand how your voice works as a musical instrument.
And my voice is a unique, or in general, just to get the understanding of the biology of voice, or both?
Everybody's voice is unique.
Got it.
Right? It's a musical instrument that we have within, but it's created through our biology, the length of your vocal cords, the thickness of your vocal cords, how you manage your air, the size of your body, your resonance cavities. And I always like it to a musical instrument. For example, a guitar or a piano. You've got the instrument, the shape, the size of the instrument. Every guitar is going to have its own unique sound. You go and pick a guitar because this one sounds more mellow, or this one's got an edgier, sharper tone. And we all have these characteristics in our voices, but we haven't learned, unless you've studied singing or studied voiceover artist or presenting, you haven't really learned how to use that instrument. And we just learn by mimicking. As we're growing up, we listen to our parents, we listen to our teachers, we listen to our influencers, maybe YouTube, and we pick up on that. We find that we learn an accent all of a sudden because we're living in another country. It's all by listening and mimicking. Yeah. So I dive into the 3 elements of voice, where it comes from. Your breath is your foundation. The vocal cords vibrating, they have to be relaxed, not having edge or tightness in them, which stops your vocal cords from working freely. And then resonance, allowing the voice to freely vibrate, get that fullness into the voice, the richness. So that's where I love it.
I love it. And over time, then I guess the person, they can, again, whatever hi, my name is Fred, with your taught, hey, let's try this. Put your head up, for example, and just pause. Hi, my name is Fred, whatever. You'll give them a few tools over time to just even make it X% better. Is that the goal? Is that how that works?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for being here on the Lisa Show. My name is Ramon Ray. I'm no longer the host. It's back to you, Lisa. And you're in charge now.
Thank you, Ramon. All right. I want to tap into personal branding because you mentioned you did an entire talk on that. And I want to know your perspective. Let's say a CEO, he's working in a company. It's not his company, but he is the CEO or worked up to a managerial position. How important is it for that person to build their own personal brand or become visible and be out there and be heard and be seen?
Yeah, I think 3 things about personal branding for a corporate CEO. 1, I know there's already people who want to be careful because they don't want to go over the big brand itself. They don't want to be more known than a brand. You have colleagues to work with. People say, who are you? Why are you doing a podcast? Why are you all out there? So I want to acknowledge the elephant in the room of, Lisa, why is she doing a story? She should just hide herself. I get it. You'll have to overcome that. That's 1. Number 2, as the corporate executive, the founder or C-suite or an executive there, if you're a manager, with permission, don't get fired, but you can be an asset to the brand. Imagine it's me and Lisa working for company X, working for black water bottle company X. Lisa wakes up in the morning. Hey, everybody, good morning. I'm Lisa, going into work today. You know what we have to do? Hydrate. And she drinks the black water bottle. That's a silly example, but that's Lisa and Ramon. What's that, Lisa?
It works.
Yes. That's Lisa and Ramon adding value using their personal brand, their smile, their voice, their tone, their handshake, just showing up, whatever, after their workout in the morning, adding value to the black water bottle brand, silly brand I'm making up now. So that's number 2, the executive just using who they are. You have LinkedIn, you have Snapchat, you have TikTok, you have Facebook, you have Instagram. Instead of just showing these as pet pictures and, ooh, we went to Disney World today once a year. Leverage that social cred if you wish to build the corporate brand. And guess what? You're building your personal brand in a way too. You never know if you're going to get fired, if you're not going to be there, because we all owe it to ourselves to shine personally. That's 2. And then number 3, part of that, Lisa, I think there's many tools. I talk about it in my book, Celebrity CEO. People can look at celebrityceo.com. I talk about there's the tools. Should you have a book? Should you have a podcast? Should you go live? Should you do this? These various things you should do. How should you use social media? Even a simple thing, Lisa, once a day showing up and go to IG Live or a story and say, hey, everybody, good morning. I'm Lisa. Just wanted to wish you a great day today. I do that just about every day, Lisa. If you look at my IG or Facebook stories, I do a lot of things, but one thing I do is generally I say good morning. People watch. So is that helpful, Lisa?
Absolutely. And again, I love your energy and I love your positivity. And I've seen you. I follow you on Instagram.
Oh,
so
thank you.
I've seen those lovely morning posts. For me, they come in the afternoon because I'm ahead.
Yes.
And what if it's somebody who has their own company, their own consulting, coaching company, and they shy away from being out there?
Yeah, that's even a better opportunity. I would explore, why are you shying away? Work with somebody, even having a conversation with a girlfriend, your guy friend, whatever, just a conversation, understand, Ramon, why are you shying away? Well, I just don't want to be out there. I think it's those people who are out there and trying to show off. Find out why. And you may not be like Ramon, out there braggadocious. Hey, everybody, I'm eating a Dunkin' Donut. Look at me. That's my style. That's me, and that works for me. But I think you not being out there, you could be hindering the growth of your brand. So I'll leave it at that. You can do the Facebook ads, go to the chamber meetings, hand out your business cards, give a speech. But by not being out there with your social media, by not being out there and saying, hey, I'm out here, adding value on social, you could be hurting your corporate brand, because just promoting, Jenny's Bakery, maybe we want to know, where's Jenny?
Yes.
That's what I would say.
Be the person behind the brand.
Yes.
And people identify more with people, with personalities than they do with just a brand.
That's right.
Yeah. You have a lot of different companies that you've established. Some of them I think you've sold, some of them you still got going. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Ramon.
Sure. Yeah. A couple different things I do. One is definitely working with large brands such as Microsoft, Verizon, AT&T over the years, and smaller brands you may not have heard of, Keep, CRM company, and other companies like that. They want to reach small businesses. So I have a reach of small businesses through my USA Today show, through different podcasts I do, through my own social channels, through my email list. And they say, Ramon, we'll pay you to help us reach them. That's the essence of what I do. That's one thing, working with brands to reach small businesses. Second thing I do is, of course, my IP, intellectual property, et cetera, around building a personal brand. So thousands of people follow the Celebrity CEO in some way, shape, or fashion, have bought my book and learned how to build their personal brand. The number three, I'm a professional speaker. So indeed, after you hire Lisa, I would say, Lisa, you give her $75K so she has enough over for me. Me and Lisa can go on your stage and help you rock your event. But I'm a professional speaker and event MC.
Have you ever been to Dubai?
Not yet. I have people who've told me that I should go. I know there's a lot of events happening there, but Lisa, I am hungry for a company to say, or a good person like you to say, Ramon, we're having a big event. Come on over to our stage. Lisa, that would make my day.
Okay, we'll have to keep that on the horizon. You
All right.
mentioned
Did you say you're inviting me to Dubai? Sorry, the microphone was blurry. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
exactly. Let's get it happening down the track, but not too far down the track. That'd be awesome. I'd love to. You mentioned USA Today. You have a morning show. Is that every morning? Because I remember May said to me, oh no, he can't do this time because he's got his morning show.
Yes.
Share a little bit more about that show and how you then use that as a tool.
Sure.
Yeah, just explain it.
Yeah, my desire has always been to have a show. Why? That's the entertainer, the performer in me. And lo and behold, a executive at USA Today Networks came and said, Ramon, we see what you're doing. We'd love to have your content on USA Today. Lo and behold, I'm about over 100 episodes into it.
Wow.
And it's one of the highest rated shows on USA Today Network and figuring out where to take it next. So I have a show on USA Today. It's live in the USA at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. And then I do a similar version of that through my own channels. Try to do that in the morning time, about 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but we see what happens.
And
it's called The Rundown with Ramon, by the way.
The Rundown. So what is your main focus for that show?
Sure. Main focus, a 30-minute show. It's an eclectic show giving you a mix of everything of top things you may need to live your best life or build a business. For example, should I do the show right now?
Okay.
I'll do the show. Hey everybody, welcome to The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray. Can you believe it? Starbucks has raised their prices. Oh my God. The cost of almond milk is going up 5%. What are you going to do? Here's 5 things you could do to save money so you could buy that Starbucks almond milk. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, here's 6 ways you can think better when you wake up in the morning. Blah, blah, blah. So it's really a mix of fun, not news like timely news. It's news that can last for months and months, but quirky little things that may have happened. Did you see how a little girl, she was running. She tripped and fell. She looked around to see if anybody was watching and she got back up again. Are you going to get back up again? Kind of like that.
I love that. But it just gives me the inspiration as well. If people are listening to this is something that anybody could put into practice on YouTube. Have their own show.
That's it.
Nowadays, there are so many possibilities. I mean, if you think back 20 years ago, we didn't have all of these opportunities through social channels to be seen, to be visible. And my feeling is we have to embrace this. We have to just go with the flow, or we will be left behind, especially now. AI, what's your take on AI?
AI is amazing, and there's a whole debate back and forth. Is AI bad for marketers? Is it not bad for marketers? I think it could be harmful for anybody who's not leveraging it. You know, you hired a podcast producer to take the transcript here, turn it to an article. Guess what? AI can do that. So if you're not on top of it and seeing how you cannot be outvalued, you're going to be trounced. But Lisa, for you and I, creators, and those who are serving our clients and building audiences, AI is a freaking game changer. It is a game changer. And even on the search engine side, I'm doing things like, or another example, I could just go, you already know, but but just searching, adding prompts and prompt over prompt over prompt, making me smarter. No longer just a Google search in the top 20 links, me clicking. No. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's another aspect that I think people don't take into account enough yet, is that it's teaching you stuff. It's making you more creative because it's giving you the ideas, and then you can expand on that, or just by reading what it gives you, you're learning. Right. And I think the schools need to embrace this rather than just say it's out, but teach the kids how to use it effectively so that going forward, they will be smarter, more creative, and not held back because they're just using a tool to do the work for them.
That's right. Absolutely. It's important.
In your personal branding, I think I touched into something. You have a talk on how to get free publicity, or how to get yourself out there without spending a whole lot of money to be able to do that. Because what I've felt is that with the introduction of, the internet and publications, my feeling, this may not be true, they're no longer really printed publications. They're more online publications. That means they're getting less advertising, potentially, which means they have to charge to have an article in their publications. That's what I've noticed. What's your take on that?
The answer is yes, you're right. For example, I pay $1,000 a year to be the entrepreneur in the entrepreneur.com leadership network. I pay for that. It gives me fast access to the entrepreneur editorial team who vet my articles. They look through it and see is it useful that I can post it, which then builds my brand. So that you're right. Having said that, when Facebook was down, Associated Press writer was looking for a small business expert to talk about Facebook going down. They called me. Associated Press with gazillions of page views called little old Ramon Ray in the vacation capital of the world for a quote. And we're still in touch. So my point is, yes, the advertising market has shifted, et cetera, but there's still room, especially the top tier media, that you're looking to be in. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, they're overwhelmed and flooded. But if you know how to play the game and you get in good, meaning it's not going to be easy, it can be done. But remember, I think, Lisa, the biggest advice I have, don't just wait for them. Don't wait for Oprah to call you. Oprah may never call you. Good Morning America may never call you. They may, when they do, know how to show up. But if they don't, make your own platform or don't remember people like me and Lisa. We're here. Email Lisa. Say, hey, listen, could I be in your podcast? Now, don't just say it like that. Hey, Lisa, my name is Bob. I'm blah, blah, blah. I've listened to your show. I have expertise on voice. In fact, when I was in the military, excuse me? Okay, now. I'd love to get your take. So why should Lisa have you on her podcast? So that's a way as well. Don't just try to shoot just for top tier. Me and Lisa are pretty top tier in our fields too.
No, that is really good value, because we do get people saying, oh, this is my name and this is my resume and this is my expertise. I'd like to be on your podcast. Wrong attitude, wrong approach.
That's right.
Yeah, it's got to be about value and what can you offer my listeners. And I also look for someone who's got a story, who's got something of interest to share. Yeah.
Absolutely. And get referrals from other people. Lisa's had me on her show. I've hopefully have added value, or maybe after this, she'll hit the delete button and you'll never see this. I don't know. I've done. But if it's added value, she'll be like, oh, Ramon referred you. Doesn't mean she'll take you. But if I've added value to her, she's going to put you, I'm just guessing, Lisa, if I'm wrong, any of this, tell me, but I know how I would do. She's going to put you at the top of the queue. Our mutual friend, it referred me. Oh, I like this guy, A. He referred Ramon. More likely than not, done deal. Ramon, let me hear you a little bit. Let's go. That's why I'm here today.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, you've spoken on some huge stages. You indicated that a little earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest stage? Is there one that, could you name one experience that just tops them all?
I think Gary Vaynerchuk's VCon was probably the biggest stage I've been on with, I think it was 10,000 people, could be less, could be more. With the stage was Drew Barrymore, Deepak Chopra, Guy Raz of How I Built This Fame, and so many others. The biggest I've been on. Yes, I've interviewed the president, and that was cool. But as far as a live stage, I've been on some big stages with 1,000, 3,500 people. But Gary Vaynerchuk's, I think, is the biggest, most impactful to date as far as numbers and cachet.
Were you MC or were you a keynote speaker?
I hosted parts of the event, in the breakout rooms and et cetera. But then I was on main stage interviewing Guy Raz. Guy Raz of How I Built This. I was on main stage.
Wow, amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
You indicated you've interviewed the president. I need to hear about that. I can't let that one just slip through.
Yeah, Barack, in his first term, he kept calling me on the private number that me and Barack share. Like, Ramon, when are you going to interview me, dude? When are you going to interview me, please? He was begging me, Lisa, begging me. Finally, like, oh, Mr. President, if I have to interview you, okay, I will. And then I woke up. That never happened. But
I was wondering where that was going.
No, the Google at the time was pushing Google Hangouts, and they probably had some little deal or whatever with the White House, how they kind of work together. And they had a contest, apply to interview with the president. It's my understanding that 300,000 people applied, and I was one of 5 Americans to be picked to be interviewed the president. I went through about 3 or 4 rounds of pre-interviews with the producers. And the questions, one question we had each, it was about small business. Hello. And they seemed to like that. I guess whatever reason they liked it. They liked my vibe, maybe liked my energy, thought I would add value to the show. And lo and behold, I interviewed the president.
Wow, what an incredible experience.
Indeed.
Especially Barack Obama. That's one that would be on my bucket list if I had that opportunity. And as you
Yes,
say,
indeed.
you never say never, and never just sit and wait, right?
That's right. That's
That's
right.
the best advice. I did a TV presenter boot camp recently because being on stage, I've been on stages all my life, but this
Right.
is new for me, the interviewing, the podcasting, that's a whole new area. And then
Yes.
I did a TV presenter boot camp where we were put really into the situation where you're on camera, you've got multiple cameras, you might have to do auto cue, and you've got the producer speaking to you in your ear while you're interviewing somebody and telling you, no, now move to this person, now ask this question while you're in the conversation. And that was really challenging. It was tough. It was
Yes.
something new. It
Yes.
takes, again, a lot of practice.
It does. And my hope is that the producers are not always that chatty in real life. I think during the practice, they make it tougher, but I've been there a bit. And sometimes, it's more like Q1, Q2, get ready, 3 minutes, 2 minutes like that. But yeah, it can be tough to have, I've been in there to have an earpiece in your ear while you're talking live. That takes skill for sure to not go, oh, okay. Oh, and then realize everybody saw that.
Yes. Or you're out in the field and you're given 1 minute to do a rundown on a particular event.
That's right.
And then they tell you while you're just about to wrap it up, no, you need to go for another 60 seconds.
That's right. That's right. But hey, practice, those are the moments I do thrive for as a professional event host and et cetera. For me, only because I have practice with it, no problem at all.
Yeah.
People wouldn't even know they told me to go longer. Wouldn't even know it.
Yes. Devon was saying exactly the same when he came on, those experiences. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It's all being able to adapt and, oh no, now you want to go for another 15 minutes. The speaker's not here yet, then no problem.
That's
and I guess also because you've got a whole backload of stories and experiences and things that you can do with the audience that have worked before.
That's
so
right.
You just keep drawing on that. And the more you do it, the more you have this content that can just fall back on.
That's right. And the people in front of you, you just grabbing, oh my God, listen, can you believe it? By the way, we're talking about the weather, but would you believe the purple clouds around us? You know where I'm getting that from, Lisa. The purple clouds around us. Wow, wow, wow. Reminds me of the background I see right now. It's purple. What does purple mean to you? And there we go.
Go. Look, Ramon, it's been amazing having you on the show. You've got
Great to be here.
Much value to share. I think I could keep talking for ages, but I need to wrap this up and keep it to a time limit for my audience. And so I want to know because I'm interested to get a copy of your book. I think that would be a really great read, and I'm sure my listeners would be interested, especially if they're CEOs and leaders. This could be very valuable. Where can we find your book?
Sure. Two things. For free, people can go to celebrityceo.com, and get our free Celebrity CEO personal branding blueprint for free. Get a little workbook about many of the ideas and thoughts of building a personal brand. Then if you want the book, it's probably $13, $14. Probably get it from somebody who stole it or somewhere for $7, who knows, from Amazon, of course. So if you type in Celebrity CEO in Amazon or other places, you'll get it. But thank you for asking, Lisa, and thanks for the time. I appreciate you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Is it also on Audible? Can we listen to it?
It is not yet. You know what? I should take the time and do that, shouldn't I? I really should do an Audible.
Let's get your voice to be heard. It would be entertaining as well. Okay, and
I will do that.
Where can we follow you on socials?
Sure. RamonRay.com is probably the best. RamonRay.com, and links to my Instagram, which is Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Links to LinkedIn, Ramon Ray Small Biz. Link to Facebook, Ramon Ray. Link to Twitter, Ramon Ray, and other platforms.
All right, I think we've got it. Ramon, amazing having you on the show. Thank you so much. And I hope we're going to meet in person sometime in the near future.
Let's make it happen. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Impact Through Voice podcast. Now, if you've reached the end of this episode, then it means you're enjoying the podcast. So I have a quick favor to ask. If you haven't yet subscribed, please go and do it now, and even leave us a review, because it really does help us so much to reach more people and impact more people. And I would be very, very grateful. Now, I love to read all of your comments about the show and what you're enjoying, what you would like to hear more more of. So please take the time and go and do that now. When you do that, please take a screenshot and then tag me on Facebook or Instagram. That's Lisa Hugo Official. I'm going to be sure to share your post, and I'm also going to private DM you with a thank you. And it also means you won't miss an episode. And as a subscriber, then you're going to get access to more content that we don't even open up to everybody. So thanks again. And until next time, keep on working towards your goals and making a positive impact on the world with your voice.